All right, people, here we go. It is a Monday fun day, January the 20th, and boy, oh boy, we got a loaded card here today in the NBA, which is the perfect time for you guys to hop on the NBA tip-off show powered by WagerTalk.com. Esteemed panel going once again here today. Rob Vino, SportsMemo.com. The two gentlemen on the lower level here, Tony Finn at WagerTalk, as well as on location. In fact, that's how dedicated he is. Our man, Mr. Ski Profit at Ski Profit, WagerTalk.com. Look at it. He's in the car. He's got antennas up. He's got tinfoil. Now, this is some dedication here, Tony. You know what I'm saying? I don't see you doing this. All right? I don't see. No.
You don't want me. You really want me to be doing. I have enough problem doing the show sitting down.
That's a good point.
You want me doing driving?
Solid point. Just don't start typing. We are good to go.
Clear the road.
Rob, we got a loaded card here today, my friend. I mean, we're talking about absolutely stacked on this Martin Luther King Monday, so it's going to be a fun card to kind of break down here, man. You excited? I know we got a couple of games already that went underway, a couple of afternoon games on tap, but we've got some games coming up here tonight that are going to be, I think, excited, and we're going to start, fellas, with let's say we're live. It's 3 o'clock now, so let's start with the 5 o'clock games, and I will go around the horn. Rob, I'll start with you. Talk to me about the Sacramento Kings and the Miami Heat. Miami coming off a back-to-back. They are laying, if I'm not mistaken, 5 in this game. Oh, nope, it's been pushed up. It's now 6.5. 224 it opened. It's down to 220, 219.5. The Sacramento Kings, are they trading guys? Are they not? I mean, they're a mess. Bagley might not be going here tonight. So while it's been a rough stretch here for the Miami Heat, I think 3 games, 4 games, and 5 nights, something along those lines, at least they're back home, and we know they're pretty competitive at home. Who do you like in this matchup?
Yeah, I think you have to like Miami, Joe. Sacramento's in the midst of an 0-4 ATS run where they've literally forgotten how to play defense. The lowest amount of points they've given up over the last 4 is 114. And we know Miami's trended toward being higher scoring at home this year, over-under-wise. Again, it's like the San Antonio game last week where the total was pushed way under, or not way under, but it was pushed toward the under, and I couldn't really figure out why with those two teams and Miami having the over-under home record that they had, but it did stay under. Miami's played a little bit better defense as of late, so perhaps that's a direction that they're trying to focus in on. With Sacramento, we know that they like to use pace, bring pace to the game, but like I say, defensively, they're just not in the same league as Miami right now. So for me, I don't really mind laying that type of price with the Heat at home where they've been absolute world beaters, straight up world beaters against the spread, very profitable as well.
Tony Finn, talk to me here. Sacramento, Miami Heat. It's been a rough stretch here from Miami, some tired legs, but they are averaging 115 at home with Jimmy Butler and crew. Who do you like in this matchup? Well said. That was really well said. So that's perfect. We love Finn just like that. Let's go to Ski. Ski, talk to me here, my man. Miami Heat, Sacramento Kings here. Who are you rolling at 5 o'clock?
I thought I was tripping. I thought I got out of here with my mobile stuff, but
Finn's never sounded better. Go ahead.
I got to roll with Miami. You said how they've been playing lately, but those games have been away, I believe.
Yep.
And like Rob said, they're much better at the house. 12-5 as a home favorite. Sacramento, they've been good as a road dog. 10-5 as a road dog, but I'm not really trusting the Sacramento team without Holmes. Like you said, Bagley. I'm not sure if Bogdanovich is in the lineup. I'd have to look towards, the only way I can look is the Miami Heat. Offensively, defensively, they've been a better rebounding team over the last 5. And I want to play over. You talk about Sacramento, or we always talk about their pace. I know Rob has been hip to that since Fox has came back. The only thing that bothers me, both these teams, bottom 4 defensive rated teams over their last 5 games. But the thing that bothers me is Miami's trying to fix their defense. They're trying to, with the zone. If they play that zone, Sacramento could maybe have trouble scoring, and I can maybe see it going under. But outside of that, I lean Miami. I lean over.
All right, so leaning over there in that game, and Tony Finn, want to thank him for participating here. He was great. Let me make sure that me see if we can find his ass one more time and add him to the. Nope. Tony Finn is he's resetting his looks like his social media. He'll be with us here in just a second, which will give us time to move on to this Oklahoma City Thunder Houston game here, guys. And this is another 5 o'clock start. Oklahoma City Thunder. They cover everywhere, guys, especially on the road. Pretty good covering team there. 7.5 is what the number opened up with the Houston Rockets at home. It's where it's at right now. It continues to hover around that 7.5. 230 is the total. And Rob, I mean, you tell me, is the market continuing to give this Houston Rockets team a little bit too much love? 7.5. What do you like in this matchup?
Yeah, I think we saw that as proof on Saturday night when they were the marquee night game against the LA Lakers and at home. And, you know, the talk going in was that they're just not cohesive right now, especially on defense. But, you know, you get the typical stuff from Houston, from players, from head coach. Oh, it's okay, we'll fix it. It's okay, we'll fix it. And then we watch Saturday night and nothing gets fixed as LA, you know, pretty much was in control of that game second half on, and they did it by scoring a lot of points. So, for me, Houston still, as has been preached on this show for much of the season, a poor defensive team. Oklahoma City, a team that I, you know, in my mind plays even harder than Houston does night in and night out. You know, they get away with a couple of games here without having Steven Adams. Now Steven Adams back as of last game against Portland. They come up with a big win. They're 5-0 to the over in their last 5 games. Oklahoma City, you know, and this goes back a ways. I've talked a lot about how Sacramento's De'Aaron Fox said that they needed to play with tempo to be better. This is something that was made as a group decision between the 3 guards about a month ago. Chris Paul and company, Dennis Schroeder, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Those 3 guys decided they needed to play with pace, and they do. And when Gallinari's available, I mean, they have scoring weapons. It just seems like they are a team that likes to get behind before they turn it up a notch. And even if they do tonight, I think this game probably gets over the total. I think Oklahoma City plus the points is probably worth the shot too. Just don't like what Houston has going on right now. And you know what, Joe? If they don't shoot it well from 3, they're just dead in the water, period, as a team. So we'll see how it goes tonight. But I would look to OKC, and more than that, I'd look toward the over.
What do you think here, Ski? Talk to me. Again, it just seems like a big number for Houston to want to cover, who has not been great at home at all against the number.
It does seem like a big number. And, I mean, first glance at this game, you guys know I've been riding OKC. I've been backing them every chance I can get. 10-3 against the spread, their last 13. But just looking at OKC now, they're not as healthy. Steven Adams, he has a minutes restriction still. He's a big part of their success. Ferguson, out of the starting lineup, I don't like Diallo in there. He was shooting terrible the last few games I was watching him. So I don't think it's the same OKC that we're going to be used to with Steven Adams not there. With that said, when Steven Adams is not in the lineup, OKC, they're towards the over 21-9. I think that's a little bit over 70%. So when he's not there, it's less defense. And as Rob said, they want to run. They play better when they run. So I would lean towards an over. Houston, Westbrook is going to be in the lineup. Houston wants to play with pace. I don't think they'll have trouble putting up points. So I lean the over. And on the spread, like I said, I went back and forth to OKC. But the thing is, I had to take a step back and think about, and I'll give a shout out to my boy Jay Money. Houston, the last game versus the Lakers, Harden wasn't really getting a lot of his calls. And I kind of watched the video about the ref. I can't really think of his name, Tim Donahue, or the one who got in trouble for gambling.
Yep, Donahue.
And he just said that people send in videos to the league, and the league assigns referees for how they want the game to be called. And all the referees tonight are home officials. So I think Harden's going to get his calls tonight. I think the Rockets can get right. They've been at home. They had a day off at home. I think they could work on the things that they had wrong. And I'm not big on OKC without Adams. So I'll lean towards the Rockets minus the points and the over.
There you go. All right, Tony Finn, all right, good.
One
Tony,
more.
right there. There you go. Wait, go ahead.
The last time these teams played, OKC whooped Rockets' ass.
Yeah,
Rockets remember that. Rockets going to come out firing tonight.
Yep. Yeah, it's been a rough go of them at home covering against the number. It'll be interesting to see if this team can cover the number here tonight. I'll give you 3 guesses as to which side Ski's going to lay here. But let's talk about the Celtics at home taking on them L.A. Lakers, who you mentioned there. Ski just came off a beatdown there of Houston on the road. Big win for them. Still no Anthony Davis in that game, but they're going to be on the road in Boston as a favorite. 2.5, 3 points in a lot of places, even a 3.5 or 2 out there. The total is hovering around 225, 226. So, Rob, talk to me, my man. Lakers, Celtics here tonight. What are you feeling?
Yeah, first things first. I mean, all the bodies that you would want to return to their respective lineups should be there tonight. Anthony Davis, probable. Jaylen Brown on the Celtics side, probable. And Kemba Walker says he will play. So I know that there were a couple of reports out there that had questionable earlier in the day, but I expect all three to go, which really helps. It probably explains the boost in the total from 223 up to 226, but I wouldn't be afraid of it. At that point, these two teams in their couple of matchups last year, both of those went over this 226 number. So I think that they're more than capable. And for Boston, Davis, when he's in the lineup, guys, brings more defense to the Lakers team, especially down low. But Boston has so many perimeter players that play away from Anthony Davis that I don't think it's going to affect the scoring for the Celtics in any way, shape, or form. They have to get something going here. Boston's been absolutely miserable the past week. I know we can attribute some of that to the Kemba Walker injury, the Jaylen Brown injury, the Jason Tatum injury. But I think they show up big here tonight, especially where point production is concerned. And the Lakers, it really doesn't matter which half it is, but one or the other, they just go off offensively. I mean, for a couple of games last week, it was first quarter, 40 points plus. Then it turned into second half, 75 points plus. Boston just not a typical Brad Stevens defense at this point in time. So give me this game over 226. I like that a lot.
Over 226. Tony Finn, welcome back, my man. Let's hit it up. Lakers on the road. Celtics, they are a favorite of 3 points here. What do you like in this matchup?
You talking to me now?
I'm definitely talking to you. Yeah, now that you're back.
I apologize.
Although you sounded great the last 2 games. So go ahead.
Yeah. Was that right, though? Am I going to be right?
Yeah, that's the bottom line, isn't it? Yeah.
Okay, I apologize for being. I lost internet. I guess I thought it was you guys. We're on Miami now. Where are we? We were on Miami. Now we've jumped all the way to.
Now we're Lakers Celtics. Yes, we're Lakers.
Ski's got 3 side bets with you already, so he's probably going to win.
Ski's frothing at the mouth right here because I know where he's going. But go ahead, Tony. Where you like here? Is
he still driving?
Yeah. Nope. He's parked now.
Okay.
It's Laker time, dude. He's parked. Yep.
Who do I like? I will say this, and that is Rob outlined it to make it short so we can move on to the next game because we are talking about the Lakers and who cares, right? He's correct about the Celtics. They really, Brad Stevens and his team have been very inconsistent in scheme. To be honest with you, they've dealt with some injuries, but for the most part, this group's healthy. They are missing, as I've described many times. They have a big Joel Embiid, a big man hole in the middle of their lineup. But for the most part, they've done a great job of defending the paint without a true rim protector. But I still can't back him until I see some more consistency. I'm passing this game, guys.
He's passing on this game. All right, Ski, talk to me, man. Lakers on the road. You like them?
You're damn right I like them.
I knew that was coming.
Look at both teams. You talked about Boston. They've been inconsistent. They're not playing well. Granted, they do play well at the house in general. Bookmakers, this is only their second time being a home dog this year. But the Lakers, they're playing well. Whether Anthony Davis on the floor, he's not on the floor. 5-1 against the spread their last 6 games. Offense has been better. Defense, rebounding, all the way down the board. I don't see how. The Lakers, whenever they're motivated, they can beat anybody in the league. And Boston, as you said, they're extremely small. When they face like Joel Embiid or big players like that, they have problems. Well, this is the biggest team in the league. They're going to have problems tonight. I like the Lakers.
Boston 2-6 against the number in the last 8 at home and has not been great, including 2-5 against the number in the last 7 on one-day rest. Not good, man. The Lakers have kind of owned them at this particular point. So that moves on to another 9 o'clock game here tonight, trying to do one in every time zone. How about the Indiana Pacers coming back last night with a big 40-point fourth quarter there to upend Denver in Denver. Now they're traveling to Utah, taking on the Jazz here tonight. Jazz laying 7.5. Total is coming down a little bit from 217 to 215. So, Tony, you're Mr. Jazz.
Yeah.
You like them in this spot here at home, laying that number?
It's hard not to like the Jazz. Now, granted, Denver plays at altitude, as do the Jazz. However, you have to be concerned a little bit that Indiana was able to do what they did to Denver at altitude. Indiana at altitude, you have to be concerned. And let's just call this the second leg of a back-to-back with a team that's as good as Denver, laying a fair number and having the advantage tonight. I do like Utah.
He likes Utah. Go ahead, Rob, talk to me, man. Utah in this spot at home, laying 7. You like it? A little tired legs here for Indiana? What do you think?
I would think so. I would think so. Did anybody have that Doug McDermott over 3.5 points prop last night? Because if you did, you made a lot of money. I had forgotten that Doug McDermott was out of Creighton until I saw 9 of 10 from the field last night, 6 of 7 from 3. Boy, that's all Indiana needs is for this guy to awaken and start shooting the way he did in college, because that'll just add to their depth. But I just don't see that happening again for them this evening in Utah, guys. Tony talked about 2 consecutive games in altitude. I could see second half being Utah pulling away in that circumstance. And Utah's been playing great. They reintegrated Mike Conley into the lineup their last game. He came off the bench. He played 15+, and it seems to me, because I was interested in how Quinn Snyder might utilize him from here on out, and it seems that we may be heading that direction, guys. Yeah. I don't know that we're going to see Mike Conley in the starting lineup anymore, but rather leading the bench unit as a 6th man, which, in my estimation, can only help Utah. I think that's probably the right place. I know it's probably hard for him to accept not being a starter anymore, but to me, you throw him out there as the point for 24, 25 minutes with the rest of those guys, and that's going to be better for them. They've been great offensively as of late. We've talked about their spread record, which I think only contains 1 or 2 ATS losses in their last 14 games. So I think, at first I thought maybe the number's a little large, but Indiana exerted themselves last night. To see them do that again, I don't think so. I'm on Utah here.
He's going Utah. Ski, talk to me, man. You like Utah at this with a touchdown here?
Yeah, you have to like Utah. As you guys said, Indiana played a taxing game yesterday. Turner fouled out. He only played 20 minutes, but that turns into Sabonis having to play 41 minutes. Brogdon with 36 minutes. It's just, I would never like that. And you're coming on a back-to-back in altitude again. You just played in altitude. You're playing in altitude again. It's a bad spot for the Pacers. And in general, their last 20 games, just coming off of a road game and a back-to-back on the road again, they've only covered 4 out of those 20. So Utah, they've been hot. Give me Utah minus the points.
Utah minus the points here, guys. All right, let's hit one of the 10 o'clock game, the late game of the evening. And guys, just want to remind you too, it is $9 Monday right now at WagerTalk.com as well as SportsMemo.com. Get these guys their plays, $9 right now. WagerTalk.com, SportsMemo.com. We'll get to some of our best bets here in a sec, but let's tackle this Golden State taking on Portland. Now, Golden State, D'Angelo Russell is back. C.J. McCollum is out for Portland here, and Portland opens up as a 6.5-point favorite. I'm still seeing 6.5, but I'm seeing the total continue to rise here. 218 it opens up, and I'm seeing 221. So, Tony Finn, let me ask you, man, Portland at home taking on the Golden State Warriors. Are you going to lay that many points here with Portland? No C.J. McCollum?
Well, here's my story, and I'm sticking to it, and that is, I was a big play on OKC when Portland played their second leg of their back-to-back out of Dallas. And if you looked at the minutes when they lost McCollum, and you looked at the minutes that were played by Lillard and the company, you had to love. It didn't matter to me that the Thunder and their 3-guard set were on the second leg of the back-to-back as well. You had to love OKC, even laying the points they were laying. Short, be it short where it was. If you saw and you witnessed what happened to Portland in the fourth quarter of that Dallas game, it was almost a mirror image of what happened in OKC. However, guys, day rest, they're going back home. This is a big step down in class from Dallas to OKC. Hell yes on the Portland laying the touchdown.
Ooh, loves that. Portland laying the touchdown. No problem there. Rob, you on the same page with that?
I'll look in the other direction where total is concerned here, Joe, and I was real close, to using this game over as a client release, but and I still may get there personally. But I like what I've seen out of Golden State the last couple of games where their offense is concerned. Having Damian Lee in that two-way contract finally worked out and signed just helps them so much in that starting unit where scoring is concerned. Now, Draymond Green comes back tonight, and he's maybe an offensive deterrent. I'm not sure.
Yes.
But I like the way that they're playing offensively right now. The problem, of course, is McCollum. As Tony mentioned, I had a play on that Dallas-Portland game that night, so I watched it. And McCollum goes out in the start of the second quarter with the ankle injury.
That's right.
And, man, they played hard. Right to the wire, they played hard. So you do come back. I did as Tony did with Oklahoma City the next night. And they still played pretty hard in that game. Oklahoma City pulled away second half. So I expect full effort out of them, even without McCollum, which is why I still might get there with the total. They cannot play any defense simply because they don't have a frontline player on that team right now, and it's just so hard to do it in when you're playing 6'5" and under basketball. So if I get there, it would be with the over. I don't know which way I'd go with the side, although I do maybe somewhat lean to the current form of Golden State, but I don't trust them enough to take it.
How about you, Ski? You trusting GS tonight to cover this?
Hey, these are boys, Joe. You don't miss a Golden State game.
Yeah, exactly. You know that.
I definitely am not trusting Portland. Laying 6 or however many points it is, the way they've been looking, I'm not expecting them to cover that. And then you take out C.J. McCollum, no thank you. Lillard, the more he has to play without McCollum, he just gets tired. And Golden State, they're 4-2 against the spread their last 6. I mean, as long as D'Angelo Russell's in the lineup, I've told you guys, that's all I care about. So I'll be looking to take the points with Golden State.
Yeah, it's still a little, still a lot of fade going on with Golden State here, but that Portland team is just not the same without McCollum in there, given the minutes. Plus, Golden State, by their standards, guys, GS is on a hot streak, so we'll see what happens here tonight. So let's talk, guys, as the games continue to roll on here. Right now, Detroit and Washington are going at it. They're pretty much tied in a third tie game with Atlanta coming back with against Toronto at home, and Brooklyn and the Sixers already tipped off here. They're tied at looks like about 15 apiece there with about 5 minutes left to go in the first. So let's talk about some best bets here. Rob, we'll start with you. Tonight on the card, is there a game here you got circled you like better than most?
Well, I think that game would be Utah. Utah -7. The three of us pretty much came to a unanimous conclusion on that game for a lot of reasons. As much as I love Indiana as a team, the NBA is about situational spots, and this is a horrendous situational spot in my estimation for the Pacers. So I would take Utah. I would lay the 7. And where totals are concerned, I would probably look toward this San Antonio-Phoenix game. We didn't talk about it, Joe, but I think that game's going to go over. San Antonio has been funny in their last 4 games because 3 of them have gone under. But 2 of those, the matchup with Miami, and Ski mentioned the Miami zone, just seemed to throw them off offensively because in between there, you see a real high-scoring game stuck right in the middle of those 2 poor offensive performances. So Phoenix without Aaron Baines in the lineup, which is probably their only muscle man inside. I mean, DeAndre Ayton's a nice center, but Aaron Baines is the guy who takes the hard fouls and whatnot. So I think they'll have their way inside. Outside, DeMar DeRozan's been great. They've got so many guards that can shoot it. Phoenix, boy, they played well offensively on the road without Kelly Oubre, who comes back tonight. So give me over 229 San Antonio, Phoenix. They've played, I think, once or twice already this year and gotten to over 229. So I'll take that total.
All right, let me just let you guys know the overreaction has begun. Jimmy Butler out tonight with a hip issue. So, of course, the line has gone from 6.5 down to 3.5 here because somehow or another I'm supposed to trust Sacramento even without Jimmy Butler in the lineup. So I'll go to you, Tony. Talk to me here. Talk to me about your best bet on the board today.
Well, quickly, there is no mistake. It's not a coincidence. It's not an aberration. It is what it is, and that is there's no mistake why Minnesota had a much better defensive rating last couple weeks than they typically do. It's because Karl Anthony
Cat's back. Yep.
was out of the lineup, and he is, for the most part, we can argue this till the cows come home, a defensive liability, in my opinion, at this level. So he's back. playing his third or fourth game. I don't know exactly, but I like, and we saw what Denver did in the fourth quarter last night at home. Why not like the over in this Minnesota-Denver game tonight with Carl back? And I think the latest number I saw was 221 or 222 right now. I like over 225, up to 225. I expect this to come up a little bit.
It continues to open to 218. I'm seeing 221. No Millsap, no Jamal Murray, no Gary Harris, all out for Denver. So, Ski, talk to me, man. Let me guess. Lakers, anything else besides the Lakers? Go.
I'm not wearing this damn purple for no reason, Joe. It's Lakers. Lakers.
Sure not wearing it because you're royalty. That's for damn certain.
Hey, but since you asked, Joe, I'll look at one more. I'll go to Houston, and I'll rock with the Rockets. It's not going to be popular. Everybody's going to look at OKC. I mean, I even looked at OKC earlier, but Rockets, after not getting those calls that last game, all those home officials today, I think it's an easy game for the Rockets. They want to whip OKC the same way OKC whipped them just a week ago. So give me the Rockets minus the 7 points.
7 points. All right, you're going Rockets minus 7. That Jimmy Butler thing doesn't faze me in the least bit here in this spot. Don't forget they started the season off without Jimmy Butler, and they didn't have any problem, especially at home, covering it. So I'd even go as far, guys. Take a look at the first half money line for the Miami Heat. It's probably also come down. You could probably get it at a fairly good price right now. They'll take care of them in the first half. If there's going to be any fatigue involved, it's going to be in the second half anyway. So I like Miami to jump out all over Sacramento in the first half. And guys, how do you not take the Lakers in this spot? They have absolutely owned the Boston Celtics here. So I gotta go. I gotta go with Ski. I gotta go Lakers. And if I was gonna go dog, give me the Charlotte Hornets at home, guys. Give me the 4.5 points against the Orlando Magic here. It's been a rough go for Charlotte on the road, but now they're back. They're home, a little rested. I don't know. This seems like this number seems a little out of whack to me here, Rob, with Charlotte as well. I don't know if we can get a chance to talk about it, but I don't understand the number here at Charlotte.
Yeah, I mean, and you could make the case, Joe. And Orlando had a couple of games in that recent road trip where they played pretty well. I mean, they went without Aaron Gordon once. Aaron Gordon came back, played really well. That Laker game especially. But, you know, the unheralded guys, these guys that come off the bench, in their case, DJ Augustine, who's out for 3 to 4 weeks now. In their case, Jonathan Isaac, who's out for the season now. A team like Orlando just can't replace those second-unit studs. And as a favorite, you have to be very leery when they're laying points. Charlotte, a team with that backcourt, that young backcourt that's played really, really well. I could understand that play, Charlotte plus the points here.
Yep, you like it. All right, so Tony Finn plays her up and ready to rock and roll at Wager Talk. And by the way, it is Tony Finn's birthday today, so we all want to wish Tony a very happy 80th. He gets better parking than the rest of us now because I think he gets a sticker. So congratulations, Tony Finn.
I've had a sticker for 20 years. Don't tell anybody.
You old bastard. Yes, it is. Ski plays up at Wager Talk, $9 Monday.
Yes, sir. You know it.
They're ready to go, man. Get all over those Lakers, guys. All right, join the purple people eaters. It's happening. Maybe that was the Vikings. Bottom line, he's wearing purple. Go with the Lakers. Rob, sportsmemo.com, plays are up.
They are up. It was a nice card to beat today, Joe, so they've been up for a while now. So go ahead and $9 Monday. Take advantage. SportsMemo.com, WagerTalk.com.
Yep, SportsMemo.com, Wager, Facebook, Periscope, you name it. Good luck here today. We'll be back tomorrow. Same crew. We'll break it all down for you, get you ready for Tuesday's slate. So no matter what you play, good luck, fellas. Appreciate the time. We'll talk again on Monday. Good luck with the plays, guys.
Thanks, Joe. Good luck as well.
You got it. Guys. All right, Finn. Happy birthday, old bastard.